What is up, everyone? March Jig 8 here, bringing you guys the news in a flash. Let's get right into it. We got a ton of things to get through, so we start things off with a story from Every Time I Die, which some of you may know is a band that I highly enjoy. Hell, I'd go as far as to say that I consider them to be probably one of my favorites. Unfortunately, this is not a good story, so this is never going to be any fun. But I really think that we need to discuss this because it's definitely a sign of band members allowing their political beliefs to cloud their perception around reality. Case in point, Keith Buckley, the frontman of Every Time I Die, decided to go on Twitter and set out a tweet that reads, "On a personal note, with 500,000 tickets sold to Warped this year, I didn't see a single MAGA hat, and I looked. Say what you will about the bands playing, you can't deny that the kids are going to be okay." Alright. This is dumb, okay? Because it fails to recognize that the vast majority of people who are attending Warped Tour are not there to promote political ideology or to start shit. They're there for Warped Tour, the music, and having a great time. Okay, that doesn't mean that everyone who came doesn't support the Republican/Conservative Party or President Trump. It just means that they decided not to wear a stupid hat. But he continues on with another tweet saying "adios, bitch" after someone called him out in a pretty vicious tweet for alienating half this fan base, which I'd say that's kind of a fair statement from their point of view, particularly with what he says next. The tweet reads, "At what point in my 25-year involvement with a socially conscious hard/punk scene did I give anyone the impression that I pandered to bigots? My band doesn't need you. Nobody does. Smash Nazis at every turn." Okay, for someone to make a claim that all Trump supporters are bigots and Nazis is as ignorant as any racist. First off, learn what a Nazi is. In terms of policy and practice, Antifa and the far left has more in common with Nazism than Trump ever does. To claim that wearing a MAGA hat is an immediate expression of bigotry and racism is false. For starters, the vast majority of Trump supporters are not demagogic douchebags preaching hateful ideology. That is a very, very small minority. No, the main supporters are blue-collar workers and people who are genuinely scared that heavy government regulation and social programs, open borders, and lax foreign policies will lead to massive decline in job opportunities and heavy tax increases in the United States. But no, Keith Buckley is the knower of all over here, and if he says you're a racist, bigot, Nazi, then sorry, pal, don't know what to tell you. Well, sorry, Keith, I actually do know what to tell him. This is his assumed presumption based on stereotypes that he decided that he needs to place on people with different political opinions. And it's not just him doing this. This has been something that has been spoon-fed to the rest of the leftist ideology and has been pretty much toxifying the entire liberal party. It is very hard to get behind a party that claims that all Republicans and Trump supporters are racist, but then will completely turn a blind eye on the blatant and extreme racism spread by people like Sarah Jeong. It's this kind of ignorance towards one's own racist ideologies that led the liberals to trying to justify slavery and segregation of black people and the formation of the KKK in the first place. It is literally history trying to repeat itself. But he goes on. He puts out another tweet that reads, "One more thing, and then I promise I'll go back to having fun online. A racist choosing to make their presence known at a hardcore show is an act of aggression in itself. Until that moment, it's all love. After, not so much." Okay, no, it is absolutely not. You being offended by somebody wearing a hat with a logo on it that you disagree with is no more an act of aggression as a churchgoer being offended by the lyrical context of your music and claiming it's an act of aggression against their children. This is a stupid argument because it's trying to claim that one's own personal expressions or thoughts or opinions are hostile and threatening. Actually, this is more of like a hypocritical argument because it in itself is an act of aggression against people who support something that he doesn't personally agree with because of his own assumed beliefs. He's basically saying that if you wear a MAGA hat at their shows, then you are therefore a Nazi bigot and are not welcome there. This is a direct target against anybody who feels or believes in a certain way. You see, for it to be an act of aggression and not an expression of opinions or belief, you actually need to be directly targeting somebody in a threatening or harassing way. Read a book, Keith, or better yet, talk to your fans about why they believe in certain things that you don't totally agree with. And if you can't, then just stick to music. Just stick to music because your political understanding right now is that of a snowman. It's easy to form and manipulate, but it starts melting the moment heat is applied. I do want to say one more thing and then I'm done. Me personally, I have to agree more with what Cory, Brandan of Norma had to say about this, seemingly in response to Keith Buckley. He said in a tweet, "I don't give a shit who comes to our show. MAGA hats welcome, Hillary shirts welcome, gay pride flags, pentagrams, upside down crosses, Duck Dynasty shirts. I don't know. All that crap. Bring all the offensive things. And he's right. He's taking this all-inclusive side to, which is something I absolutely agree with. As long as you're not physically hurting or threatening someone, believe whatever the hell you want. And if for whatever reason you do find yourself in the presence of somebody who is a Nazi, racist, bigot piece of shit, then kindly tell them to stay the hell away from you and that you don't want anything to do with them. There is nothing wrong with that. But I do want to turn this over to you guys and hear what your guys' opinions are on this. Are you more of the side on Keith Buckley or Cory Brandan? Do you agree or completely disagree with me on this? Feel free to leave those comments down below. Like I said, I'm all-inclusive with this kind of thing. So if you completely disagree with me, that's 100% fine. But let me know down in the comments below. Moving on, we got a major update for Smash Bros. Ultimate with a bunch of new characters, new stages, new modes, new Pokemon, new assist trophies, new items, and much, much more. It was like a 26-minute long video. It was awesome. But let's get right into it. So it starts off, Nintendo Direct starts right off by killing Luigi. Like, literally, like a Grim Reaper comes out with his scythe and rips the soul right out of Luigi's body. It was actually pretty awesome, and I thought it was going to be setting up for a Waluigi, but, you know, I was disappointed. It was actually setting up for something even better. Castlevania. Yes, Castlevania is now coming to Super Smash with 2 new fighters. We're getting Simon and Richter Belmont. And the next new fighter that came was actually at the end of the presentation with the introduction of King K. Rool, which was pretty awesome. We also got 2 new Echo characters that were revealed, which are basically like clone fighters of characters who are already in the game, but with new looks and voices. They introduced Chrome as an echo of Roy and Dark Samus, which is, of course, an echo of Samus. Along with that, we also got a good look at some of the new assist trophies, which includes like Knuckles from Sonic the Hedgehog, Shovel Knight, Rathalos from Monster Hunters, who will also second as a boss character, which is pretty awesome, big-ass dragon, and the fucking moon from Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. It just like, bam, slams right into the earth, just knocking everybody back. It's pretty freaking awesome. And there are many, many more. Plus, there's a bunch of new Pokemon that are coming into the game, too. Oh, and I have to mention the fact that, you know, they did reveal that this game will include 103 stages. That is the most out of any of the Super Smash Bros. To date. Plus, it'll also include not 800 full-length compositions, which actually kicks up to 900 if you include all of the compositions, like the main menu's music and like fanfare. And it all amounts to around 28 hours of music. What's even better is that it will also be available to listen to, all of it. Even as a music player, which as a video game music lover, I'm ecstatic about this. This is freaking awesome. Like, I would pre-order this game if they just came out and said that first and foremost. Like, I'm so excited for that. But I will leave a link for the Nintendo Direct along with a bunch of other links of things that, you know, other news outlets have noticed. If you guys check that out below if you guys want to. Moving on, Diablo fans will be thrilled to hear Blizzard has revealed in a new tweet there are multiple Diablo projects in the work and more details will be revealed by the end of this year. Mayday Parade has announced they are heading on a new tour this October with support from the Wildlife and William Ryan Key. Check out the tour dates below. Every Time I Die has announced they will be supporting Fall Out Boy on their Mania tour. Check out the dates for that below. Good Charlotte has announced they are supporting acts for the upcoming Generation RX tour. They announced the supporting acts for their tour. They are Sleeping with Sirens and Knuckle Pucks, which, not gonna lie, that's actually a pretty awesome lineup. Check out the dates below if you guys are interested. Circa Survive has announced they are heading on their new The Amulet tour this October with support from La Dispute and Queens of Jeans. Check out the dates for that below. Mike Shinoda has announced he is heading out on the Monster Outbreak tour, which kicks off in October. I'm kind of surprised that that's all there is. They didn't announce any supports for it. Dates for that will be below. Devildriver has announced they will be heading out on a new tour with support from Ginger and Raven Black. Dates below. Alkaline Trio has released the title track off their upcoming album, Is This Thing Cursed? I actually really like this. This is actually one of my more favorable Alkaline Trio tracks, I gotta say. Palaye Royale has put out a new music video for their new song Death Dance, which, no, this is not a repeat from last episode. This time they actually put out the music video for it. And With Confidence has released a new music video for their song Moving Boxes. Check out all of those down below if you guys are interested. And now it's time for some things that are awesome. And we actually have Every Time I Die here. I don't know, I might actually just name this episode Every Time I Die, the Good, the Bad, the Ugly, because there's just a lot of Every Time I Die news for this one. Anyways, We have Every Time I Die here again with us because they decided on their last set at Warped Tour, they weren't quite ready to leave. So as the stage crew was disassembling their set, Jordan Buckley actually returned on stage to jam out an extended outro on his guitar to their last song that they played, Map Change. And it wasn't just a quick outro either. No, he went on playing for like 14 minutes and was planning to continue playing until 8:31 just to tell fellow band Pennywise that they were actually the last band to make noise on stage. But unfortunately, they had the power cut out on them at 8:18. I have to say that is a hell of a way to say farewell to the final Warped Tour, and it's a bittersweet way of saying farewell. It was an amazing farewell to the tour that many people have absolutely loved. I know that I loved Warped Tour. I hated going alone to it. Like I'd go and I would just end up feeling like I didn't fit in with anyone and I had nobody to talk to. And, you know, I apologize if I'm being a downer. I don't want to rain on anybody's parade here. And I want to clarify that I do have a bunch of good memories from Warped Tour, even in the times that I was alone. And I know that not everyone's experience was like that. And I'm sure that you all have had amazing experiences. And you know what? Go ahead and cheer me up by leaving your best experiences at Warped Tour down below in the comments. And if you guys are interested in checking out the footage of him playing the outro, I will leave that down below as well. And now it's time for things that suck, and unfortunately, we have another pedo story on our hands. This time, however, it isn't a band, but a 74-year-old pastor behind the Creation Festival, which is claimed to be the nation's largest Christian music festival. Anyways, this 74-year-old disgusting piece of shit named Henry Thomas has been slapped with an 18-year prison sentence for child molestation of not one, but 4 minors, along with inappropriate interactions with another minor. He was arrested and charged back in December of 2017 and was sentenced back in June after he pled guilty to 5 molestation counts in February. Honestly, in my opinion, I'd say just shoot him in the head and let's be done with this. The dude's a sick piece of shit, and I honestly have no sympathy whatsoever for anybody who molests children. It's absolutely disgusting. It is absolutely evil. Fuck everything about this dude. Ugh. My sympathy goes out to all 5 of those victims, and hopefully there was just 5 of them. Hopefully there wasn't just a bunch of other ones that just went unannounced. You know, it's just disgusting to hear these kind of stories. Anyways, that's it for today, guys. If you guys enjoyed the episode, feel free to leave a like, dislike if you didn't, subscribe if you guys want more, and as always, I will see you all on the next one. Mars out.